It's going to be Melrose to get us underway here in the final. It's a high hanger that Buckley's going to contest for Jed. It was almost plucked out there by Connor Spence, but Buckley's come away with the ball. Buckley making 10 metres or so. Offloads. Now it's Jai Fender out the line to Lewis Walker, this almost talisman of the Jed team, and Lewis Walker's made metres and he manages to get the ball back. Now it's back to Fender, he plucks it out the sky. Vijiski, Young's a big unit. Back to Vijiski, to Fender, out the back door to Vijiski. Now he's been wrapped up well by Elliot Ruthven of Melrose. Now that ball's there. Did he have a second bite of the cherry? The referees let that one go, and as we've seen so often in the latter stages of the Kings of the Sevens, Walker comes off that left foot, but he's fumbled it, and it's Melrose now in possession with the advantage. Rory Lindsay, and it's an up the middle burst by Melrose here, and the footwork's gone. He's taken him around Fender. It's going to be a foot race against Dom Buckley, and Robin Sharp is going to be the victor. Robin Sharp goes in for the first try, and you don't want to give a kick.
No, I don't think Matthew Wilkie's doing anything about it at this point.
I think he had a quiet word, and I think that's going to be the extent of it, but it was a beautiful piece of running by Robin Sharp.
Yeah, it was quality by Robin Sharp. He just mazy runner up the middle there, and he obviously fancied that he'd have the gas on Dom Buckley, and he surely did, but maybe overstepped the mark with a bit of a nudge there at the end. But it's kept the conversion out wide, and he has missed it, so 5-0 instead of 7 with the work from Dom Buckley there. But yeah, good start for Melrose, great defence, and then just hit them on the counter attack.
Yeah, Dom Buckley, no stranger to a bit of rough and tumble down the years.
I was surprised at the referee there. I thought he might have seen yellow.
Yeah, likewise, and that's a football volley there by Jai Fender, and it's come back to the side, on the side of Melrose. It's Rory Lindsay, the big back rower. Another big back rower is Elliot Ruthven. Connor Spence, now will Spence go up the middle? 2 tries for him in the first game, and he hits the afterburner. Spence, will he go all the way? No, he's reeled by. Oh, that's lovely play. Yes, that was Matty Flanagan to Rory Lindsay after the good initial burst by Connor Spence, and all of a sudden Melrose are into a commanding lead, albeit it's early in the piece. Yeah,
it is early on. I mentioned at the start, fitness could tell, and Jed just looked a bit leggy, and Melrose just looked like they're ready to hit the burner button. And what a cracking try that was! Great team effort by Melrose there, and a lovely finish by Flanagan. It was a quality try. Just take the conversion a bit far out here. Thought so.
Yeah, and he shanked that, has Ewan Lindsay. You've got to say that Melrose's conversion attempts have been below par, to say the least, right through this tournament.
I was very surprised at how far he was standing away from the post there, Robin. I just think you get up close and you chip it over.
Yeah.
It's a certain 2, isn't it? But
agree. Saravi style, as near as you can be. That's a better effort from the restart. Buckley's underneath it, and Buckley takes it. He's wrapped up by Ruthven. Buckley's got the strength, however, to take it to ground, as Ruthven attempted to usher him to the touchline. Fender to Wallace, to Walker. Now it's Kyle Amos. Kyle Amos has got 3 tries to his name so far tonight. Can he make it 4? Did he knock that on? No, it was hacked forward by Lewis Walker. Came off a Melrose boot and went into touch. Jed have gone quickly here. Fender to Vijiski, to Young. Young's got Dom Buckley, goes back to Vijiski. He straightens and finds Declan Wallace. He's all power, Declan Wallace. We showed it there. He's got footwork as well. He's hauled down by Rory Lindsay. Fender, Vijiski, Lewis Walker's got space here. Not what you want as a Melrose player. And Lewis Walker, we spoke about his quality, Neil, and that is all quality.
Yeah, just quality from him. He was always probably going to finish in the space he had there. A guy his ability was going to eat up the space, and he surely did. And quality finish there. I think maybe a potential neck roll there, and Jed have got away with maybe another one. But at the end of the day, you've just got to play the whistle and take your chance. And yeah, it was a well finished try.
Yeah, Jed right back in this. One of their most experienced campaigners. Lewis Walker, absolutely outstanding, and a dominant Jed sequence, if you like, in the latter stages of the Kings of the Sevens. They were the dominant force, and he was a big old part of that. Him and Dom Buckley as well. Dom Buckley on show tonight, already been thick in the action so far in this tie. So 10 points to 5, Melrose lead, and it's back underway. Knocked on first of all. No, the referee's given that as a knock-on by Jed. I thought that was fumbled first by Melrose.
That one was fumbled first by Melrose, then Jed, from my eyes here. But yeah, Matthew Wilkie, the referees, deemed it just a knock-on by Jed. Two wrongs don't make a right, but it's maybe given, Melrose have just picked up one that they maybe shouldn't have, but Jed have had a couple, so on we go.
Yeah, Melrose to feed that scrum.
Now he's
favoured Jed. There's an indiscretion in there by Melrose, somewhere far too far away, too deep in there for us to know why, but here come Jed nonetheless. Walker fancies another crack on the offload as well after he drew two men. Now it's Kyle Amos. Kyle Amos pins the ears back, but he's well marshalled. He gets it away, Kyle Amos, and that's well picked up by the Jed man, Elliot Lauder, when it looked like Melrose may pounce on that. Penalty coming, Jed have got the advantage. Now Walker goes. Walker fancies a second, but he's been hauled down short. Good defence by Melrose. Were they back 10? That is the question.
I don't think so.
But they've flopped over the line, Jed, from close range, not in their usual style, but they all count, Neil, and that brings it even at 10 apiece.
Again, just like the semi-finals, Jed are scrapping away for everything, and Walker draws two men in, gets them up the park, and they scramble over, and it's 10-all, and really Melrose looked fairly comfortable early doors, and Jed have just done what Jed do, and they're back in it.
Yeah, they're nothing if not dogged, Jed, as the darkness starts to set in here at Poynder Park. Kick to come for Jed. It'll be that man, Dom Buckley, possibly lucky to have partaken in 100% of this final so far. He's pulled it. Decent enough strike, Neil, but he's pulled that, and Matthew Wilkie draws the first half to a close with a shrill off the whistle, and it's 10-all. You do not get any closer than that.
Melrose come out the blocks fast, good defence, counter-attack, probably scored the best try of the night so far. Momentum's kind of with Jed at the moment. The Melrose youngsters are going to have to grab a hold of that and try and do what they were doing early doors and move the ball about a bit more and try and catch Jed out that way, because when they get into a dog fight and a hustle, there's only one winner with Buckley and Declan Wallace and Gary Young, and these guys love a bit of a scrap, and it suits Jed.
And Mick Elder, the Jed coach, giving some last instructions, the last 7 minutes of this tournament coming up. He departs the scene. Wily character, many games on the wing for Jedforest back in the day. Had plenty dog in him, Mick Elder, and you can see that in his charges here tonight. That's going to be plucked out there, however, by Elliot Ruthven. He finds Spence. Spence has got a bit of pace, but he's been well taken down there, Connor Spence, and he's thrown that back with gay abandon, and it's back in the hands of Jed. Gary Young on this side for Jed. Now Buckley filling in at standoff. Walker at centre. He's got Kyle Amos. Will he need him? Usual footwork from Walker. Now it's Buckley. Buckley sells an outrageous dummy and maintains possession. Young. Jed have got a man over on that far side should they decide to use it, but Walker, that famous Walker hitch kick that we've seen so often in recent months, he goes to ground inside the Melrose 22. Will that come back on the Jed side? Indeed it will. Vajiski takes a sensible option, back to Buckley. Buckley takes stock. Buckley to Vajiski now. Will he take off down this near touchline? He will. Has he got the power to make it? He's just short Vajiski. Jed still maintain possession, and they're in touch in that corner, and they're knocking on the door, Jed. Wilkie awards the penalty, and here come Jed. Walker, the playmaker. Walker buys the space, Walker goes, and Walker's in once again, Neil.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you're going to bring players of his class down here, you've really got to win it anyway. That's what it's about. And Lewis Walker, I thought before the final he maybe could come up another level, and he surely has, and he's been quality in this final so far. He's the go-to man. Buckley doing the hustling, and Walker, he's got the finishing touches, and the rest of the young Jed guys are just working incredibly hard when they need to, and all credit to them.
Yeah, Lewis Walker, he didn't feature for Jed at Peebles Sevens on Saturday, the Jed first team, so obviously they're looking to get some running in his legs tonight before he'll undoubtedly, you would think anyway, feature at Hawick for the first team on Saturday.
Yeah, his feetwork's, it's incredible, and at this level he's foxing.
Yeah, and speaking of foxes, there goes Dom Buckley with the old Scott White, and now it's in the hands of Kyle Amos. Can Kyle Amos go round Connor Spence? Indeed he can. Kyle Amos, 2 tries in a matter of seconds for Jed, and that gives them daylight.
Yeah, I think there was possibly Matthew Wilkie's having a horror show for me. The Melrose guy wasn't even on the pitch yet when they were making the substitution, but fair play to Dom Buckley. That's heads up rugby, and that's the difference here. The quality experience that is on show for the Jed team. They just quick thinking, executed it well, 2 passes, and it's good night Vienna, and that was a quality finish as well for Jed. Absolute quality.
Absolutely, and you're right, you only can play what's in front of you, and Dom Buckley put his hands in the sweetie jar there, and he left with everything.
His kickoffs have been great as well. He's hung them well after it. Here's another good one. It's Jed could attack that.
Absolutely. So Rory Lindsay takes it in. Connor Spence comes up the short side again. Spence to Elliot Ruthven. Good defence. Jai Fender. Now it's Spence runs into his own man when it looked like there's daylight. That did look high, but
tackle,
Matthew Wilkie's let that one go. That was a fumble in there. A knock on by Elliot Ruthven.
Melrose are a fit young side, and this Jed team's just, they're schooling them at the minute. And
just out-noused them a wee bit, so we get back underway. Buckley, good ball inside by Buckley when it looked like he maybe bundled into touch. Walker thinks about kicking it, decides better of it, takes it to ground. Jed will maintain possession here. Fender, he's been impressive this evening. Young, Buckley. Again, weighs up his options. Buckley puts out the big hand. Comes back on the Jed side. Buckley winding down the clock using all his experience. Now here goes Fender. Fender meets bigger opposition in the form of Elliot Ruthven, but here goes Elliot Lauder. And again, with less than a minute on the clock, Jed content to run it down. Taking route 1 on that occasion. Lauder to Buckley. In no hurry, Dom Buckley. Now he goes to Kyle Amos. 4 tries for Kyle Amos tonight. Amos has got a man outside. It's Lewis Walker. And Lewis Walker is going to bring up his 5th try of the night. And that, as they say, Neil, is that. That
is it. And completely nailing the coffin for Melrose. And, when you see the chances that Jed have had, they've pretty much executed most of them. And crisp handling. And they've got a little bit of gas out there in Lewis Walker and Kyle Amos. And great try.
Yeah, great try. And we've spoken so much about Lewis Walker and about Dom Buckley, but Kyle Amos, 4 tries for him tonight, 1 in the final, and that was a beautiful assist by him on that occasion.
Yeah.
And the referee, Matthew Wilkie, brings proceedings to a close, and it's Jed A who run out deserved winners of the John Laing Sevens final, 29 points to 10 against a dogged Melrose Storm outfit. But yeah, Neil, you spoke about the experience. Will that come to the fore before this final? And you were 100% correct. Yeah, so that brings things to a close. Jedforest are the champions of the John Laing Sevens 2022. It's good night from Borders Rugby TV, and we'll see you at Hoyk on Saturday.
First off, congratulations to Jed. They fairly showed through with their experience towards the end of that second half there. But yeah, we had a really young squad today. A couple of boys playing their first senior game. And it was good to see that we worked well together, and we did put on a good show for the first 2 games. It was just 1 game too far.
And you mentioned young guys in that squad. They'll, you must be proud of how they went, and they'll take a lot from this.
Yeah, the young boys. There's young Cammy. He's coming on as scrum half. Hopefully, there'll be a good season for him. Looking to see what he can do. It'll be interesting. And then there's another 3 or 4 boys that were chapping to get onto the team tonight. So it was a good squad that we had out, and I'm proud of what we've done.
I'm very proud of them all, because it's just a team that's been thrown together, and there's a few young boys in there I didn't even know who they were before I came tonight. Never seen them before, and they stuck in. I thought young Jay done really well. Scrum half, he's gritty and just determined all the time. He's fought for a lot of scrappy balls for us, and a couple of the older boys like me and Lewis Walker kind of tried to guide them a wee bit, so very impressed with them.
And guide him you did. I was going to mention that, a couple of experienced campaigners in there for Jed tonight.
We've not been doing much. I've not been at training or anything yet, and Lewis hasn't played it since Jed SEVENS at the end of the year either, so it's a bit of a run out for us, and it's good for the younger boys to have a couple of older heads, and so hopefully they've learned a bit from it.